So guys, with a brand new expansion comes a brand new prep guide. Today we're going to be going over bounty prep, exotic engram prep, and also some other little prep things you can do before the Edge of Fate releases. So let's not waste any more of your time and just jump straight in with bounty prep. If you've done this before, nothing has changed. Do weekly bounties until you're maxed out on those, then do your daily bounties. But for those who don't know, weekly bounties are the ones that are going to be rewarding you with XP++. You're going to want to cap out on all of these on all of your characters. The main vendors that drop these bounties, or give these bounties even, are going to be Petrovenge in the Dreaming City. She has 2 weekly bounties available, 1 Ascendant Challenge bounty, as well as 1 Blind Well bounty. Now I believe in total there are 6 different Ascendant Challenge bounties, so you'll need to come back here 6 consecutive weeks to get all of those, and that will be 7 bounties immediately there from just Petrovenge. Then after you've done that, you can come over to Starhorse and Eternity over in Zer's Treasure Hoard. They have 1 bounty, I believe, that is tied to Dares of Eternity for getting like a very high score in the harder difficulty version, so you can do that if you want. But some other easy ones is going to be Eris Morn and the Lectern of Enchantment here on the moon. Eris has 2 weekly bounties, and the Lectern also has 2 weekly bounties, so go and pick those up. Then go to the Cosmodrome and pick up Sure Horn's weekly bounties. He also has 2 very, very easy ones to get done. After that, you're going to want to head over to Europa and pick up Varix's 2 weekly bounties. One of them's tied to just doing stuff on patrol, and the other is tied to the Empire Hunt activities, which are very, very easy to get done. And then there is 1 more bounty on Neomuna here from Nimbus. It just requires you to go and do stuff within the Vex incursion zone for the week. Very, very easy stuff there. And finally, for bounty sources, if you have an active clan, there are a whole load of clan bounties via Hawthorne that you can get done, which will reward you with a whole load of XP. So if you have an active clan, definitely grab some people and get those done. Then, once you have done all of those bounties on all 3 of your characters, you should still have a couple of bounty slots left over. Then you're going to want to fill these up with just daily bounties. I mainly go and do just the random bounties that can be found from the different planetary vendors, because they are super chill and super easy. I normally get those done probably within like the final week or something, because they do refresh daily, so they're not that hard to go in and get done. Now, one thing to make sure you do is to only cap out at 60 bounties per character to leave 3 bounty slots or quest slots available for the new quests that drop with the Edge of Fate expansion. Do not cap out at 63 out of 63 on your bounties, because then you won't have room for quests, and then stuff might bug out, so then you aren't able to actually progress through the expansion properly. Make sure there's a little bit of leeway there, so then you can collect those brand new quests, be it story quests or catalyst quests, that might be tied with the new expansion. Now, that's bounty prep out the way, but let's now jump over to exotic engram prep. So, if you don't know, Master Hall is the main way that you get brand new exotic armor pieces, and there are potentially going to be a couple new ones for each class with the brand new Edge of Fate expansion. So what you can do right now is start preparing to get those basically as soon as the expansion launches. The way you're going to do this is by getting Master Hall to maximum rank as soon as the expansion launches, then come over to defocusing decoding, and you should then, upon getting max rank, unlock the novel decryption section. This will then allow you to pick some of the new exotics that should be right down here when the expansion actually drops, and then you'll just need an exotic cipher and some spare exotic engrams to then decrypt those and hopefully get some pretty decent stat rolls so then you can keep. Now, the main way you're going to be maxing up your rank with Master Hall is by having as many Ascendant Shards and exotic ciphers, and then also making sure that your engram inventory is maxed out on exotic engrams. So there are 2 ways of doing this. First, go over to your season pass and make sure that you have at least 10 exotic engrams still available to claim. You're going to want to claim these pretty much on the final week of this current season, just so that you're not playing the game currently with a maxed out engram inventory and having stuff constantly going to the postmaster and pushing important stuff out. Another way of doing this, once your engram inventory is full during the final week of this season, you're going to want to then farm out some of the higher difficulty lost sectors, so the legend or master lost sectors for the week or day, however they work. I haven't done them in a while. Basically, you want to max out your engram inventory, so have this all be filled with either random engrams or some of the exotic ones, so that then any exotic that you get dropped from those lost sectors ends up going to your postmaster. This will allow you to basically have a near infinite supply of exotic engrams, meaning that you'll have enough to max out Rahul's reputation, but then also have enough to then decrypt into the brand new exotic armor pieces. And that's basically what we need to do. So make sure that you have maxed out Ascendant Shards and maxed out Exotic Ciphers, just so that you can always get these done. Now, for Ascendant Shard farming, best way is probably going to be waiting until the next double Nightfall rewards. I'm guessing there'll be another one before the season ends, so keep an eye out for that. And then for Exotic Ciphers, I believe you get these from maxing out different reputations at different vendors. But then also Xur has a weekly bounty that will require you to just go in and do some ritual game mode stuff. And that will give you one Exotic Cipher. So go and pick up that if you are a little bit behind on ciphers. But yeah, that's basically bounty prep and Exotic engram prep out the way. Now let's talk vault space, because I'm guessing that a lot of you don't have a lot of vault space remaining, and Bungie has confirmed that there isn't going to be any vault space increases with the Edge of Fate expansion. Those increases are going to be coming a little bit later with the Renegade expansion. So just make sure that you have enough space here in your vault for some of the brand new weapons, especially with the new tiering system of weapons and with the brand new armor system that's coming. Armor is now going to be very, very important for multiple different builds. So just make sure you have a little bit of vault space there for those brand new items. And then finally, to end off this video, please make sure that you grab anything that you want from the currently available episodes, those being episode 1 Echoes, episode 2 Revenant, and episode 3 Heresy. All of the content tied to those episodes has now been released at this point, so if you're waiting for that, now is your time to jump in and play those content releases, and primarily get your hands on the exotic weapons that came with each release. That being the Choir of One exotic auto rifle from Echoes, the Slayer's Fang exotic shotgun from Revenant, and the Barrow Diad exotic SMG from Heresy. They all have unique quests and missions tied to them, so go and get those done and get all the upgrades, because otherwise you'll probably have to wait probably a little bit of time there. Don't know how long until Bungie adds new acquisition sources for those weapons, unless they just become available within the kiosk within the tower. But if they are available that way, you'll then need to waste currencies when you could just get them right now for absolutely free. You just got to go and do the quest lines, and that's basically it. Alongside that, get any weapons that are currently available. I believe all of episode 1 Echoes weapons are craftable, so go and get those done. The episode 3 Heresy weapons and episode 2 Revenant weapons are not craftable, so you will need to farm out for those if you're interested. And I believe that is everything, alongside just claiming any of your currently available season pass rewards. And that's basically it for prep for the brand new expansion. Now, we are a little bit ways out, so you don't need to do this immediately, but if you find yourself lacking in things to do, prep is a very good thing to get done if you plan on playing the expansion, and especially if you're going for a day 1 raid completion. I believe the raid drops the Saturday following the new expansion, so you don't have that much time to prepare for it, so best of luck in prepping for that and any other stuff that you might want to get your hands on day 1. Yeah, that's basically it for today's video. If you did enjoy, remember to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'm trying to hit 2,000 subs before the new expansion drops, so if you could help me out there, I would very much appreciate it. And with that all said, I'll catch you all in the next one.